Hello and welcome to Respect Island. On Respect Island, you can play your music as loud as you want to play it, wherever you want to play it, and whenever you want to play it. You can go wherever you want. You can ride your bike or your skateboard wherever you want. You can walk wherever you want to walk. Basically, you can do whatever you want to do because you're the only one living on Respect Island. But what happens when somebody else moves on to Respect Island? The moment someone else moves on to Respect Island, you are no longer alone, and the island becomes a community. It becomes a community because people who once were far away are now near to you, and because people who once were strangers are now neighbors. When you lived on Respect Island by yourself, you could do whatever you wanted to do. But once you started living in a community, your behaviors now have consequences for other people. Let's consider one example. When you play your music loudly at 3 in the morning, it may disturb your new neighbors who have to go to work in the morning. Your neighbor calls you to complain, and your response could be, "I'm really sorry. I'm just not used to having neighbors live close to me. It won't happen again." Or it could be, "This is my music in my house. I can play it wherever I want to play it, however I want to play it, however loud I want to play it." How does your neighbor respond if it happens again the next night and the next night and over and over and over again? The message that you are sending to your neighbor is that you don't care anything about them, that you don't care about the consequences of your behavior, that their well-being is of no concern to you, and that what you want to do is more important than anything they want. This attitude is called disrespect. So what impact does it have on a person when you continue to disrespect them? When you continually tell a person by the way you treat them or by what you say to them that you don't care about them, you mess them up. You damage them. You can change the way they think about how they see themselves or how they feel about themselves. I call this corruption because something negative has been introduced into a person's mind and heart, and it has caused damage to them. Now, if this person only lived in a relationship with you, that would be bad enough, but they don't. Every person has their own community or circle of relationships in which they live. This may be a school or their family or their sports teams or just the friends they hang out with. So what happens when this person who has been corrupted or damaged begins to interact with other people? The negative attitudes and behaviors that they learn from their disrespectful interaction with you impacts how they interact with other people. I call this corrosion because this attitude of disrespect and unconcern for others spreads from person to person, and more people are corrupted. After a while, this corrosion has spread so much that it seems to cover everybody. It gets so bad that no one believes that there is anything that can be done about it. If somebody new comes in and complains about the disrespectful attitude of the community, people who have been living there for a while simply shrug and say, "Hey, that's just the way it is, man. Some things will never change." When this becomes the way people think, that means that the disrespect has become the culture of the community. Culture can be defined simply as the attitudes, actions, and behaviors that describe and identify a group of people. So what is the result when you have a community in which nobody cares about anybody else? What would be the defining characteristic of the school or family or a sports team or classroom where everybody did whatever they wanted to do, whenever they wanted to do it, however they wanted to do it, without regard for how their attitudes or actions impacted other people? I think the word that best describes this type of community and those types of relationships is chaos. If chaos describes this island, a better name for it might be Disrespect Island.